Good morning, everybody. This is Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading. I'm sorry, this is just going to be another evidentiary video of food sabotage, plant sabotage, burning, cutting, etc. So these are raspberries and blackberries. I planted them last year and they are prolific, or they should be prolific. But I'm going to show you what the criminals have been doing to my shrubs. So here you have that they cut this here, and you can see that it burns here. It is suffering. They did the same with this vine right here. You see it's brown. They did the same thing here. Look, folks. Cut, burned. You see it's white at the tip. White at the tip. So this is to prevent it from growing again. Normally, if you cut a plant like this for a cutting or whatever, it will grow again. But they have intentionally prevented it from growing again, and it's turning black. Okay, and I'm going to show you in here too. Look, here's another one. Right here. Smack in the middle of the plant, and this is what it should be looking like, folks. And then we'll go here, and you can see this is dying. And you can see that these are cut. Right here. Here. This is cut. That's cut. And for the record, folks, this is where my guineas had their nest. Smack in here that nobody would know it's here. No one would know. It was all the way down there. Here, you see black here, black here. These are cut right here. This is cut here. And this is just evidence, folks. This is evidence of what they're doing to my food supply, my plants, everything I've worked hard for. And thank you so much for the subscriber who sent me the link to a video of a man in Oklahoma, I think, or Ohio, who overnight someone sprayed chemicals all over his farm and killed everything that he has planted and worked for. These are planned attacks by these criminals. Here you go, folks. Look at this. Burned, and see, this is where the nest was. The only one that would know a nest is here is me and the guineas, unless, of course, I'm being surveilled. Who in their minds would find a nest in the middle of this pinchy, thorny... Here you go, look, folks. Here, here. This is all sliced and cut by these criminals, okay? And that's okay. I'm in Jackson County, Kentucky. This is state-sponsored criminal activity. This is covert, state-sponsored criminal activity with my favorite Bureau of Investigation. They're Citizen Corp. They're citizens on patrol. They're paid informants. And this looks familiar, just like the elderberry tree. Right, folks? This is not naturally occurring. And like I said, anybody can go into their plant and take a cutting. It will not turn black with a hole in it like this. It will just continue to grow. So anyway, that's what's happening here. Oh, and also yesterday, somebody stole all the blueberries. All the blueberries disappeared. They were here yesterday. So these criminals come onto the property and do this stuff. Now, last week, I planted more of those blackberries. I planted them over here, and they're gone. I planted them so that they would grow along this fence line here, so that the criminals who like to jump on to my property, I planted them right here, folks. All along here. And every one of them's gone. I planted 3 or 4 of them right here. And they're gone. Somebody pulled them up. They're all gone. Now, who would know that I planted anything here unless you're being surveilled, unless I'm being surveilled? So yes, all those nice thorny plants that were supposed to be here to prevent the criminals from jumping the fence, which they do, were stolen. They were pulled up. And it's not an animal that would do something like that. An animal is not interested in pulling up thorny, spiky plants. And Has this happened to you, folks? Does anybody who has been growing food? And here you go, folks. This is a peach tree. This is my peach tree. And you can see this is black. This is black. You see this, folks? Peach tree. Peach tree. And this is what they do. They're criminals. They don't want you to be successful. They don't want you to prosper. Because I am successful. I am prosperous. And I know how to grow things. I've been growing stuff for years. Even as a child, one of my favorite things to do was to go to the botanical gardens with my father. And I learned back then to grow things in an apartment in what was called back then terrariums. Terrariums are like mini greenhouses. And I was growing stuff back then. Flowers, little vegetables and stuff, as far back as I can remember. I have no problem growing things. And this is another thing that they've done here. They planted grass all in my beds here. You see? They plant grass here to prevent me. The first year, I tilled all of this, and then they went onto my driveway and stole the gravel. You could see it here. You could still see the remnants here. And they threw gravel in my beds. All from my driveway. This is all from my driveway. And I had to take out most of whatever I could, because it's extremely difficult once you've got gravel mixed in and rock to remove it. And you can see it's still here, folks. So this is what they do. I'm one person, single person here. I work my ass off on this property. You can see how pretty it is. I work my ass off to maintain it. My property looks better than half of the people around here. And seriously, you can drive around here and a lot of their houses look like SHIT. And they've got more than one person working there with a bunch of kids and stuff that could help them. I spent so much money setting up this property, preparing it, and to earn a living here. And these criminals have stolen guinea eggs, radiated babies in eggs, fetuses, burned plants, poisoned my grass. And to the individual, thank you so much for emailing me privately about grounding. I'm going to tell you why I can't walk around barefoot around here. One, I have a lot of chickens and guineas, and they poop everywhere. So, like, all around here, I would not walk around barefoot anywhere around here, or even in my fields. It's also very rocky. Like, unlike New Jersey, I mean, the grass looks nice, but it's extremely rocky here. It's not comfortable to walk barefoot here. So one, you've got bird poop everywhere, and also the criminals have put poisons down. Like, somebody suggested that this might be Roundup. And over here. And the grass won't grow here. So yeah, so they're putting poisons everywhere. And as far as grounding when I sleep, if I had a second story like in New Jersey, I might consider doing that. One, I've got a vaulted ceiling in my bedroom, so I can't really Faraday it in easily. Also, the criminals are radiating me out of my bedroom window. If I were to put a rod going outside into the ground, I guarantee some loser who's surveilling me 24/7 because I appear to be some high-level target, right? Or at least that's what my friend Helena Chorba says. She said to me once, she said, "I'm so glad I'm not a high-level target like you. It's bad enough what I'm getting." And this is what the criminals do here. They break everything. So I can't do that here. I would fear that if I put a rod outside of my window into the ground, that it would be sabotaged, and they would use the plausible deniability like I didn't know what I was doing when I grounded myself. So I can't do that. As far as walking around barefoot, I don't recommend it also. I live on the edge of a national forest. There are snakes around here. You really do have to walk around in boots, which I do all the time. Boots and socks, pants. Which is why when I show you the bruises on my legs, it is being done to me. It's not a bug bite. It's directed energy weapons as I sleep. And now I have another welt on my left foot. I showed you the welt on my right foot that is healing. But now, after I posted that video of Deb Olson, they attacked my left foot. And I have a welt on my left foot. I also have, and I want for the record, when I was put to sleep with radio frequencies, not last week, the week before, I woke up with something lodged in between the web of my fingers. It's extremely itchy. It's almost like I was implanted with something in between the web of my fingers. If this has happened to you, please leave a comment down below. But this is an evidentiary video. I've got 3 videos to post for you guys on some information I've been researching. And I've considered this for a while, but actually did research on this many years ago because of my study on personality. Not just personality disorders, and I studied that extensively, but the personality characteristics that comprise, the Myers-Briggs. There are several personality types, and there's one personality type that is the rarest in the country that only comprises like 1.5% of the population. And imagine, and I'll go into this further, but imagine you're part of that personality type that is the 1.5% of the general population. And let's say the rest of the population, I mean, of course, they break out into 12 different subtypes and stuff, personalities, types. But let's say you're the most popular personality type, which comprises about 40% of the population. And let's say you're one of the 40% that meets up with that 1.5%. You're going to think that 1.5% person is from outer space. You will not necessarily be able to relate to that person. Or if you do, you might have not formed a connection with that individual. I'll go into more detail about this because I am going to discuss the rarest personality type in the United States, according to the Myers-Briggs. And I am part of that personality type. And I did, I guess it was years ago, we did a survey amongst the astrologers. And please, Bible people, don't get on my case. Astrology has been around since zero ancient times, and what the criminals do to distort it has nothing to do with the bona fide science and art of the symmetry of the stars and the planets. Okay, we'll forget that for a moment. But we did a survey, and a huge percentage of the population of astrologers, empaths, etc., were comprised of this personality type. It was amazing. So I'll go into that more later when I upload this video. We'll go into the rarest personality type in the United States. Now, this is a cultural thing because in different cultures, people value different things, and certain personality characteristics are more valued in some countries than others. So anyway, please hit the thumbs up, make the help the channel grow. And I just want to tell you that when I posted my Father's Day video about my roosters, by the time I got to look at it to see how it was doing, somebody downvoted it to 50%. That's right, folks. It had 1 like, and it was downvoted to 50. Who downvotes a Father's Day rooster video to 50% other than the criminals that are stalking my channel? So when you hit the thumbs up button, it's more likely to be shared. It's more likely to get noticed. And that's what we want. We want our information to be out there and to be noticed by the general public. We have to combat these cyber stalkers. And also Facebook, you really do need to remove that downvote. So people should either like it or ignore it. And that's the way it works in this world. That's the way it should work. You shouldn't have to downvote a video. You either like it or you don't. But anyway, that's my take on the downvote button on YouTube. And once again, documented evidence of vandalism to my food supply and plants. And you want to say hello, everybody? His two roosters. Oh no, I want to tell you something. One last thing. I wish I had my camera. It was hilarious. Yesterday, 2 of these girls, these roosters, they're horny. Look at them. They watch the girls and everything. Well, at the first thing in the morning, they want to get laid. Literally, that's, I think, where the expression comes from. They were flying the coop. The girls didn't want to be bothered. 2 girls ganged up on a rooster. I've never seen that happen before. They were pecking at him, pushing him away. And that poor guy, he didn't get laid that morning. I'll leave you on that note. This is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading signing off for now.